Alright, so for our final Capstone project, we made a game called Overgrown. I'm Julian.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Kartikey.
So Overgrown is a high-action rhythm platformer. It's inspired by games like Osu, Guitar Hero, Use Dash. And basically, you play as an exterminator and you fly around these two platforms and kill monsters, which are plants, on the beats of the music. And the game is both newcomer friendly and fun for veterans, so it's a game for everyone.
Alright, so this is what our UML currently looks like, and it's just clearly not something I think anyone's interested in reading. So here's the real highlights. Some of the crucial design decisions we had to make were making tracks read data from a data file. In this way, we were able to use a general track class for all songs, instead of making a specific subclasses for each. This also made it really easy to make tracks. Making all notes under the obstacle superclass was another design decision we made. We wanted to keep the notes as similar as possible, so that when we were searching through them for drawing and hitting, we wouldn't have to make edge case checks for certain notes. We did this through the obstacle superclass, which really contained almost all the data for each obstacle. We also decided to use time instead of coordinates in order to make collision detection more precise, and this really influenced how we designed our obstacle class. So designing our game, one of the major issues we ran into was scoring. For example, combos. When doing combos, a linear bonus we found was too rewarding for short combos and wouldn't reward skilled players enough for long combos. So we switched from linear to a quadratic increase for bonuses. Another issue we had with scoring was hold notes, which would initially add to score every frame they were clicked on, rather than just once. This was because we were scoring it in ACT, called 60 times per second. By moving the scoring to a single call method, we were able to properly score these notes.
And now we're starting our game demo. Alright, so when you first load up the game, you find yourself at our menu. So on the menu, there is our logo, a how to play button, a mod button, and then all of the songs you can choose from. You can scroll up and down because we have a bunch. Alright, so if you press how to play, you come on our just how to play page. So here on the first page are the controls for the game. It's a pretty straightforward game. You press W or E to hit or hold. J to jet, which just means you move between the two platforms. You can press tab to pause the game. And make sure to play the game with the volume on because the obstacles approach you based on the song. All right, for gameplay, this is how the game kind of looks. There's going to be two platforms, and then there are monsters that come your way towards the left. Each monster, basically, you have to do a specific action when you encounter them, and the more precise you are with the actions, the better your end score will be. And even if the obstacle is killable, but isn't on your current platform, you have to kill it. Otherwise, you will lose health. All right, types of obstacles. We have three types of obstacles in our game. The first obstacle is called a spiky. Spikies are not killable, so you have to move to another platform and avoid them. Otherwise, you will take damage. Next, we have suckers. So suckers are killable, and for these, you just press W or E to kill it. And then the last obstacle we have are brutes, and brutes are killable, and you want to hold down W or E to kill it for the duration of its body. And the optimal time to kill or hit an obstacle is when it's directly in front of you. And if you're wondering where we got all of our art, we didn't pull it off the internet. I actually drew it all and then vectorized it. I have software to do that all. So yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna pick a game to do. Daniel, can you pick low?
All right. All right, here we have like a little bit of a loading screen. Once you click any note, the song will load. And this is because we use processing for a sound, so it takes a little bit of a time for songs to load. All right. All right, you can see this is our game now. If you click J, you can see our player moves up and down. Julian added nice animations. We have the score on the top right. Below that is score as a percentage. We have a little pie chart here, which shows how far you have progressed through the song. And we have our health bar on the top left. Now you can see I didn't hit any notes, so I died. So then you're met with this kind of you died screen, and you're given the option to retry. So we will. Below the character, you can see there's like a combo mark, and you can also see your highest combo. Now, as the notes come, you will press W and E, and if you look below, you can see there's this like weird graph. Now this shows how on time you have like it's timed, but it will show a bunch of bars down here. The screen turns dark when the notes are about to approach to let you know when the notes will come. If you click tab, you can pause, you can continue, retry, or quit. If you click like the little tilde mark, you will automatically retry. Now, if we say pick a different song, and you'll see that there's a little bit of time till the notes actually appear, so you can skip to the actual part of the game by clicking space. So that's like just another handy feature. If we go back to the menu and turn on our mod, this increases the difficulty, but it also increases your score. So you can see that the notes, they appear directly from they appear from the middle of the screen, so you have a shorter response time. Right? So once you complete the track, you're met with this end game screen. It's a little bit off-center, but you can see it gives you a result of like how well you scored. There's like a little average error in milliseconds. It shows your max combo. It shows your score, and then you can get back to the menu and you can continue playing different tracks.
We barely clutched it. No way. No, I know. What?
Okay, now I'll bring you to Bunny Girl Senpai.
Okay, so some bugs that we noticed were that in some of our harder levels, with a lot of objects, there was noticeable lag. Processing also saturated a lot of our images, which led to duller colors than we expected. So when you click escape, which is kind of like a reflex for a lot of rhythm game players, that actually closes our game. So that's led to unfortunate endings of a few levels when, instinct kicks in. For some of our songs, processing would just play them slower because the sound file frame rate was inaccurate. Okay, so some of our next steps, things that we want to do later down the line, are we want to implement an online global leaderboard where you can see where your score ranks relative to everyone else who's played. We want to build a track builder editor. We built like one that's kind of half-baked right now, but we want to build something that's like easily usable by the user rather than something that can only really be used by like people who know the game really well. We want to have a configurations page where you can kind of like adjust your settings or your key bindings, and we want to find a way to reduce lag because, as we said before, lag was really prominent in a few of our harder levels. And we also want to make backgrounds a little bit more fluid. We experimented with moving backgrounds before, they didn't really work out. They made the game a little bit more confusing, but we think that it's something that definitely has potential to make it look really good, so we do want to look into it more in the future. Okay, so we've used work from OSU. A lot of the data that for our tracks come from OSU maps that were converted using Python code. We used 11 songs in our game, and this is the list of those songs.
We Gucci, you done? Okay. Oh my god.
Dude,
can
the
see my
jar's still too big.